Hi, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Mixed Media Mayhem. Now today's inspiration is this one. I picked it out. It is created by Jess Francisco for Ranger. And you can see lots of mixed media there in the background. Now I'm taking my inspiration from the composition of the layout. I am not using these colors. I'm actually going very orangey this time. So make sure you check out everyone down below who is playing along with this inspiration piece today. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, I am actually going to do a little bit of stamping on my background before I get into the actual mixed media type of slopping on those lines. I don't know what else to say, but slopping on those lines. So this paper is actually not white. It is a cream colored paper that has some cross hatching on it. And I decided to take this chicken wire stencil, that's not a stencil, that is a stamp. I decided to take that chicken wire stamp and stamp all over the layout in some paprika. And now I'm going to stamp on this flourish stamp as well, and I'm going to end up stamping all over the page with this too. Now, my thought process behind this was I did not want stark contrast between the mixed media that I was going to be placing on the page and my paper. So I figured if I stamped and inked the background a little bit, I wouldn't have that super high stark contrast. Like if I would have done this on a white piece of paper or a black piece of paper, which is kind of funny because there is stark contrast in the inspiration piece, and I picked out the inspiration piece, but I just decided that it wasn't what I wanted to go for. So I at first was going to use my Vicky Bouton neon orange paste right here, but as you can see, that sucker dried up. I will say that Vicky Bouton's pastes seem to dry up very, very quickly, like much quicker than my other company's pastes. So if you have Vicky Bouton pastes, get them out and use them up because they will dry out. And that is not a new one like my layout from yesterday where I opened up a brand new glitter glaze gel thing and it was drying up already. So this one's not new. This one has been around for a little while, but I do end up covering up that neon bit with my other glazes. I'm using a mixture of chroma glaze and velveteen glaze here, and these are both from Brutus Monroe. I'll link down below to the Brutus Monroe store. Would appreciate it if you used an affiliate link. I always feel weird saying, use my affiliate link in a video. Sometimes I say it, sometimes I just don't. But the links are down there. If you want to support me in that way, go for it. If you don't, then don't. It's fine. So now I am going to figure out my photo a little bit because obviously I need that background to dry some. So I have this big die cut that says Crafty. I do put some clear embossing ink on it, and then I'm going to put some icicle embossing powder over top of that, just to give it a little bit of a shiny texture instead of the dull bit that is the die cut. Like I want it to be a little bit umphy, right? Like, so the picture, I don't know if I shared this in the intro because I scrapbooked this yesterday or the day before. I don't know. The picture is a stack of layouts that I completed at the Scrapping Reflections retreat. I think I said that. I'm kind of feeling like I did. So anyway, it is a picture of the layouts, and I forgot where I was going with this comment and story, but it's fine. It's fine. So I do have some pop foam dots things. I forget what the name of them is exactly. And I really wanted to use that little binder right there because it's a Simple Stories binder. And I wanted to bring in some pink with the orange that I have going on. And ultimately, the little Simple Stories binder doesn't make it onto the page, and it doesn't even make it onto like my messing around here while I am waiting for my layout to dry. So what I thought I was going to be able to do was like create the entire layout and then just plop it down over top of the mixed media, and then I'd be good. But that doesn't work, right? Like I even get frustrated with waiting, and I'm like, I'm going to pull out my heat tool and I'm just going to dry this sucker. And I'm like, come on and dry. Let's do this. So it's still not dry. That was an anger shake. It went so fast, I don't know if you could tell that was an anger shake, but that was an anger shake, and I put it off to the side again to dry. And I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing with my life. So I figure, you know what? The little ATG is probably going to need to be popped up too. So I put some little pop up easy. I can never remember the proper name of it. So I put some on there. Look at those teeny tiny scissors. Are they not the cutest? I was trying to figure out some kind of little bit that I would decorate with, and I was like, I just don't know what I'm doing. Usually I can work like my layers and then just put it over top of my mixed media, but I was really struggling with this one today. It just wasn't working the way that I wanted it to. Do you ever have those moments where your usual process just isn't working for you? And it was super, super frustrating. So I stopped and then I came back, and obviously this is dry. Now it doesn't look dry. It probably looks the same as it did when you saw it when it was wet. But that is what Chroma Glaze does. It dries shiny. So Velveteen Glaze dries matte, Chroma Glaze dries shiny. And since I have the Chroma Glaze kind of all over this, then you're going to get that little bit of shine on there. Now, it is under my lighting, my studio lights, if you want to get technical. So it is a little bit more shiny than it would be in normal life because I've got lights like whoof, whoof, down over top of it. So I decide to put in this little banner that says craft because I'm all about the banners right now. Do you ever go through those moments in your scrapbooking where you're just like, I really like banners right now. Everything gets a banner. I have those moments, and I think I'm in a banner moment right now. I've done banners on a couple of layouts recently, so I'm like, okay, here we are. We're just in the banner phase. So that's what it is. So the colors, I am okay with adding in the colors because I matted the photo on a multicolor piece of paper and then matted it on top of the orange paper. So I am pulling in those colors from my pattern paper kind of out and around the layout. So I definitely had very orangey vibes in my head when I started this layout because, you know, I had orange stamp pads and orange mixed media bits, but as I moved on, more colors came in. I couldn't just stay with the orange. I felt like I needed to add more and more colors. So I am hot gluing some twine over top of this craft banner. And if you haven't heard my hot glue explanation, yes, I'm hot gluing in my albums. No, I'm not freaking out about it. I'm fine with it. So there we are. Now, I do mess with this twine. So I used this twine a couple videos ago, and I called it hairy twine because it's a little bit thicker than my baker's twines, and it's not as smooth as embroidery floss, but it's like it's got split ends. So that just might be the style of baker's twine it is, but it's like a hairy thread. It's a hairy thread. So anyway, I do that. I tie 2 little loop-de-loops so that my loop-de-loops are at the end of the banner, and then I did a little curly Q and hot glued that sucker as well. Now this ATG gun, I decided to tie a bow around it with that hairy thread as well, because, I mean, let's face it, if it was more practical, I would have a bow on my ATG gun too. Like, I would, because that's the kind of person I am. But it's not practical, so it doesn't happen. But I would love to have a bow tied around my ATG. I think that is super fabulous and super fun. I am going through my little bits here, and I'm trying to figure out what else I can add to this. So I've kind of stopped looking at the inspiration layout. I'm just can't be bothered to look at it. I'm kind of going off on my own little happy, scrappy mind tour. I don't know. I'm in my own head right now. I'm not looking for outside inspiration, I guess I'm trying to say. So I've got these pieces of arty type wood veneer things, and I got them from some assemblage required. I don't know if they're still available. I bought them a while ago, and they've been chilling out in my stash, waiting for the perfect scrappy, crafty layout. So this wood arrow I'm going to color in as well. I colored in the paint thingies on the paint palette up there. I think I add in some more wood veneer and I color that as well. Oh yeah, this paintbrush. So fun fact, you guys, your wood veneer doesn't have to stay wood color. You can color it. You can marker it. You can emboss it. You can stamp on it. You can do all kinds of things. Wood veneer doesn't have to stay wood colored. Okay? Okay. Sometimes I think we need to like remind ourselves of things like that. And that might be something that just needs a little reminder. So I was looking for a stamp that I thought I kept right there on that little catch-all blue basket. I've got some stamps and things that I reach for over and over again as kind of like little background stamps or whatever. So I couldn't find it, so I didn't want to go digging into my stamps for it. So I grabbed a Sharpie, and I'm just doing some little plus signs around the layout because there were big, bold, black stamped image. I think they're stamped images on the inspiration layout. And I felt like the layout just needed a little something extra. So after I Sharpied the crosses on there, I did a little bit of journaling, just a tiny little bit. And that is going to do it for this layout, you guys. Make sure you check out everyone down below who is hopping along this month for our mixed media mayhem layout. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video.